Saturn, the man of the hour.
Hey,
There he is. How you
what,
doing?
what's good? What's good, boss? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. How you feeling?
Man, man, I'm feeling good. Anytime I'm in the room or in the presence of Jay Saturn, I swear, each time,
Ah!
this is gonna be the second time, and I promise it's gonna be just as good. I'm telling you.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Definitely.
So the song you played, man, at something dope for the people, it was Fire Fire. It was actually that's actually the name of the song as well.
hmm
So no pun intended, but what did you expect? Did you plan it the track to be as fire as it is?
You know, I kind of feel like it was always a bop. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was always a good time. That was the spirit of the song when we wrote it.
Yeah, that definitely was when I heard it, I'm like, man, this song needs to literally be on like everybody's playlist. I'm talking everybody's playlist that does any type of EDM, that does any type of dance, that does any type of club scene. You gotta have Jay Saturn's Fire Fire on that motherfucker, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Definitely. That makes me feel good.
Yeah. Where are you from?
So I'm originally from Silver Spring, Maryland. Like I'm basically from the DMV, which is like the Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia. It's all kind of like a little tri-state area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I grew up in that kind of Washington, D.C. area.
Okay.
But
Yo, I just
I've bounced around a lot since then.
where
Like
where all where all have you been?
I, I've like spent like a lot of time up in New York because like, from DC, New York was right up there, Philly was right up there, Atlanta was right down there, Miami was down there. And then I have family in Texas, so every single, couple times a year we was going down to Dallas, and so I've just kind of been all over.
Yeah, that's lit. Yeah, I got a lot of love in Brooklyn. A lot of love in Brooklyn, and even just
Okay.
all throughout New York. We went there for like a quick little day and kind of traveled from the Times Square
hmm
all the way down to the World Trade Center. It was
Oh wow. Okay.
it was a long walk. It was a long walk. Got a lot of dollar pizzas in the way. A
Hey,
lot
but
of
they
them.
come in clutch though. Them dollar pizzas come in clutch.
I was telling my mans because I was with Brown Bag Boy and McNast, two of the guys that we were in LA
hmm
with, and it was like we stopped at a one pizza joint, and I'm like, man, let's go get another one. They're like, another one? I'm like, you can never have enough pizza. Like a whole slice is
I
eight. You get a
no,
whole pie.
especially that New York style pizza, man. That's always lit.
Where would you say? Obviously, LA was a vibe, but besides LA, where would you say that you've traveled so far has been some of the most supportive places?
I kind of feel like I get love wherever I go, especially like back home, New York. Like I've had my little pockets of time where like if you go to my YouTube and look at like my music videos, you'll see I've done videos in a lot of those places because they always kind of hold a special place. But I will say, I think one of the most unexpected places and definitely welcome was out in Honolulu. I have yeah, I've been a couple of times, bro, and it's funny because like the folks out there are like amazing. And like I don't know, it seems like they like them some Jay Saturn, you know what I mean? And I love them too. So I always get love out there. Like the last time I went out there, I went to perform a show, and it just like I remember feeling like, yo, I feel like so much love, you know what I mean? And like so far away from home too. I felt like so special and shit. I mean, it's always a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've had like I said, I did an interview with my man Mike Hazel. He's actually from the DMV area as well. He actually moved
Okay.
out to he moved out to Oakland, but it seems as if like I'm kind of running into a lot of people from like Virginia and that DMV area. I know my man Brown Bag Boy. He's from Lynchburg, Virginia. Reps the VA strong as they
Okay.
come. And I know one thing he said was VA in Virginia in general. They say it's really, really hard to make it out. You really got to go out of the state, to get that support. Did you feel like Virginia or in your area that DMV was a supportive area?
Yeah, I feel like it definitely is, but I kind of feel like there's like so much great stuff going on there that I feel like, I mean, and this is only my personal experience. I feel like sometimes it feels a little overwhelming to be like one of so many artists. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's like kind of oversaturated with great stuff, and I mean that's an awesome problem to have. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But then you got like you kind of got somebody like me who kind of like does a little more pop stuff, so it's kind of tough to like find where I belong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know a lot of the times around, at least around Bay City, Michigan, and like even like sometimes in Saginaw, Michigan. There's in that general area here in Michigan. What a lot of times they do is hip hop. They'll do a hip hop show until midnight or whenever, and then they're having like these EDMers just raved out, ready to rock all fucking night long. And I've seen some incredible music, but I feel like that what you bring, is almost that EDM like experience, but you're adding, that them incredible vocals, you're adding the wordplay along with it. So it's almost like a 3-in-1, if you're an EDM head.
Yeah, definitely, man. I feel like I it's tough because when people are like, "What kind of music do you do?" If you go through my catalog, I so like I started doing hip hop music, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Way back 100 years ago, I started out kind of as a rapper. And I started out doing like hip hop music and like trying to get into little ciphers and stuff until somebody found out that I could sing. And that's when it all got shut down. They were like, "Nah, you going to jump on this track. You gonna," and then I started being like on hooks and everybody's different hooks. And then it just kind of like some of my close friends who were like, this like this rap group, they were kind of like, "Yeah, bro, not to discredit you," because I think it was like a soft spot. You know how like if you like they wasn't trying to say I sucked as a rapper. I think they was just trying to say like rapping is not your strong point, and your strong point is singing. You're a
Right.
singer. And like that, so it's kind of like I took that and I was kind of like, you know what, let me go with this. And then it kind of evolved from there over all these years. And like I started doing some of that like reggaeton music and stuff. And then eventually it just kind of like I was like, you know what, let me try some pop stuff. And I started that, and that's when it kind of like clicked. It was kind of like, all right, this is your thing.
So I guess for you, starting music, how did you get into starting as a rapper? Did you have who are some musical inspirations?
You know, I'm be real with you. Lately, I've fallen off of hip hop a little bit. Like I always keep my ears open for like what's out. But like I feel like back in the day, man, like way back in the day, like I never considered myself a hardcore rapper, but I was just a kid who was like, oh, I like, I love this. I like really like um Mace, Nas,
Some
obviously like yeah, some of the old school stuff. Yeah,
legends.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Like I loved Mace. And then of course like, Tupac, Biggie, like all the heads that everybody, like that we name drop and stuff like that. But I was like really into some of that. Like I feel like a lot of like, oh, like Jay, obviously Jay. Um, who else, man? I feel like I used to be into so much more, and I'm not remembering everybody because, like, obviously the influences have kind of changed over the years. But yeah, I was definitely like, because going up to New York like all the time, I was like hardcore. Like, yo, I remember like Terror Squad and them. I so bad wanted to be part of Terror Squad, bro. I was always like 1 or 2 degrees of separation. I feel like I was always kind of like following up on all of them. This is like before the internet was really like popping. Like we had like MySpace back in the day and stuff. And I remember being like, oh, like as far as the singers go, like, because when I started discovering my singing, I was into like Nina Sky and Lumity and, you know, Lil Mo, a whole bunch of heads like that. I was like really trying to like get in anywhere I possibly could. Tony Sunshine, Frankie J.
Hearing that you really love Terror Squad, man. My boy loves my boy Brown Bag Boy. He's got a good relationship with Fat Joe, and
Hey,
we might have to make that connection. We might have to get y'all on some tracks, get y'all some shit, make something happen.
hell yeah, man. I'm down. That's like I've always kept tabs on them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
even still, even after all this time, I still kind of checking up. Like they're old friends or something. Like I really know them personally. I'd be like, oh, look at that,
right.
look at you. Yeah,
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, my like I said, the Brown Bag Boy, his name's Zach. He's got a pretty good relationship where he got some promo and took advantage of like some opportunities. Got a song with Fat Joe, and Fat Joe actually reaches out to him and shows a lot of love. So it's actually pretty dope that he keeps in contact and they got a good relationship now.
that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
If my name even got in that ring, that would be
Hey,
like,
we gonna try to manifest that shit, man. Like I said, good. We feeling good, and we gonna be feeling great. Try to make some things happen.
definitely, man. I'm down. And you're right, manifestation is the key.
Prior to being in the LA scene, man,
Mhm.
talk about growing up, man. Were you any brothers, sisters, close to your mom and dad?
I am, yeah, I am actually the oldest of nine.
Woo! 9. Yo,
Yeah.
that is a big family. That is a big family.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's kind of like a modern family situation because, like, from my mother and my father, we were four. We call ourselves the four OGs. You know, the adult kids, like the youngest being she's like in her 20s. And my mom did pass away in 2012. That was a very, very tough, yeah, that's a whole chapter, you know? And
Yeah.
then my dad has, you know, his second wife, and they had a whole bunch of little kids, and then we all kind of like melded together. Yeah, it's a whole. It reminded me of that show Modern Family. Yeah.
When you lost your mom, did you want to get in the studio more, or did it kind of push you away from music where you kind of had to get that niche back?
You know, it's funny. I was reflecting on this the other day actually, because you know that sort of thing. You know, it don't matter how long it is. It's you know we still live
Yeah.
with it. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
just gets a little better, but it always comes back out here and there. Anyway, but yeah, it was like some of my very, very close. So I actually, the day that she passed, I know it's a little personal, but you know, hey, this is a place to share it. Um, I was actually with my team doing stuff that day when they hit me up. Like it was like a scenario where I was gonna hang out with her and the family, but they were like, nah, you do your thing, you have an obligation today. It was like my studio, we used to do like music stuff and we used to do video stuff. And I actually was doing video stuff with them. So I had spoke to her that day and she was like, no, go do your thing. And then later on, you know, I rushed and I tried to get there and I didn't make it in time. Where I'm going with this is I kind of feel like despite all my personal life, I feel like my drive has always been the music thing. And like, that's just always felt like number one, no matter how big or no small. So it's like the weekend that she passed, I was out promoting. And I think if I remember correctly, I even performed somewhere because the show has to go on. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I think I kind of taught myself that you got to put on your best and then you go home and you cry later, or you go home and you go through it later.
Man, I got goosebumps literally hearing the story right here. Literally.
You know, it's funny because even members of my own team, when my mom passed, they they actually, you know, when you're close to people, they're gonna talk to you on the real.
Yeah.
And like they were like, we didn't think you were gonna make it. Some of them said this to me. They were like, we thought this was it. And you know, I didn't take it to heart because I know that that came from like, you know, they was just being honest. And I said, nah, bro, I feel like I'm put on this earth to do this. And I just gotta keep going. And honestly, this is year number 20 for me.
Year 20.
Year 20.
Damn. Damn. So doing music for 20 years.
Yes. As Jay Saturn, I forget how long, but yeah, I've been doing music for 20 years. We're talking about like from the first time I set foot in a booth. You know what I mean? This is year
Yeah.
20. It was like 2003 or something.
So 2003, Jay Saturn. What is his mind going? What are the thoughts going through his mind when he's stepping into year one of making music to now?
You know, when I first set foot in that booth, bro, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know, you know, like you walk in and you don't know the proper procedures and stuff, and like I walked in there and I feel like I did a one take on like some mixtape beat. Like it was like some kind of like, damn, I don't even remember what it was. It might have been like a reggaeton song or something. And I literally sang my song straight through. I think the song, like the hook was singing and there were verses that were kind of rapping. And I like did it in one take. And when I did it, I remember them being like, damn, you are fucking fire. And I was like, oh shit, really? Thank you. I mean, like, you know how the breaths are all over the place and it was terrible. Like, if I probably have that recording somewhere and it's like trash.
Oh, damn. That one definitely has to be out there for sure. That's a gold platinum bar right there.
Yeah, definitely. But it like got to this point where like now I don't know, man. Like I've been through quite a bit over these past 20 years. Like it's been intense. And I think what motivated me to, you know, I've had so many almosts. Like I've had so many close, like almost moments. Like I've been there so many times and it was always like, you're good enough, but that was always the situation. I'm talking about I went up to New York on a whim, sold all my little DVDs and things, going out, passing out my CDs on the Chinatown bus, get up to Times Square, passing out CDs up in New York, drove all the way to Corpus Christi down in Texas, and went to trying to find out where like Selena's family was because we had done this like Selena tribute song that really started popping at the time with my little burnt CD going up to Selena's dad being like, Abraham, I got something for you. Like all crazy. Going down to Miami before I moved down there, going down there on a whim and just like walking around, passing out CDs and flyers, hanging out behind the big stage. Cause I always had that mentality, bro. Even back then, I literally was like passing CDs and flyers to the people in the street. But then I would like look at the whole situation. I'm like, I got this giant ass stage and Pitbull about to perform and all these people about to perform. My ass is going to the back. So that's when I went back to the back. And I was back there passing out CDs to everybody who came out of that gated area and then got like completely bitched out by somebody who was like, do you know who I am? I'm Pitbull's DJ. And I was like, you know, I don't remember his name. I mean, I have it written down somewhere in my little memoirs or whatever. And I don't want to put nobody out there. But I remember something that I said to this person that I've continued as kind of my mantra, if that's the proper word. It's kind of like I was completely like bitched out, like shamed, and there was a little crowd forming around at this person yelling at me. And I was like, that's cool, you know, because honestly, no matter if this goes good or bad, this is part of my story now. This is part of my bigger story. And that's how I see everything. You know what I mean? It's all part of my story. And I got one hell of a story.
Yeah, Pitbull's missing out if he's not having you on his goddamn tours and is adding you to the mix. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't even know if Pitbull knows I exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
He
feel like that's
he
just.
he should know because his DJ fucked the bag up. His DJ fumbled it. We gotta find that DJ and get him to fucking really. Yeah, we're gonna tag
No,
Pitbull. We're gonna tag Pitbull.
at the end of the day though, this guy was actually pretty cool. I think maybe I might have caught him at a bad moment. And let's be real, I might have been a cocky little motherfucker back there passing out CDs and shit. Cause like I don't know, I was always on my shit. But it's like a scenario where like, I mean, shit, if this little story is what does it, man, what's good, Pitbull? Let's do something.
Yeah, you gotta respect the hunger, man. Once you like make that initial effort, like, bro, it's like you're willing to do anything.
I
So,
ended up getting a CD to Lady Gaga one time.
dang.
I doubt she ever heard it, but now one time I went to back in I think it was like 2009 or something during the Monster Ball tour. I had my little CDs and everything, passing them out to all the people who was going to the concert. Went out back, and I remember it was chaos around her like car and stuff. And I remember them being like, "Yo, oh my God, I love you so much." I was like, "Gaga, hear my CD, hear my CD." And I remember getting like shoved and practically like elbowed in the face by one of the bodyguards. But then the next time I went with my siblings to one of the concerts, I did that jump right. I got my mohawk up, dyed that jump pink, had a crazy outfit on. And then she was on stage and I was on the floor. And she's like, I saw you walking down the street with your crazy hair. So after the concert, I go straight to the back. Like the jump didn't even finish. And I went straight to the back of that building. Because I know that building from passing out CDs at like all the concerts back in the day. Every time there was a concert at I forget what it's called now, but the Verizon Center, I knew exactly where that exit was, where them artists was coming out. I had
Yeah.
to go camp out back there. And I remember I was the first jump in line on a mission, a man on a mission. Everybody was, I love your hair. Oh my God, I saw her shout you out. I was like, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I was like, no, I'm going to get her my CD. So as soon as like she comes out to like say hello or whatever, I was like, yo, what's good? I love your music. Here goes my CD. Handed Lady Gaga CD, bro. I mean, nothing came of it though, but you know, it's still part of the story. You know what I mean?
Hey, have you reached out? Has any contact been made since?
I mean, you try. You know, a lot of the artists, they're like, they got so much going on their Instagrams and stuff like that. But like I said, I consider it all part of the story. And I feel like
Yeah.
when I finally pop, I feel like all these people probably gonna come out the cut remembering all of this
Hey,
stuff. They'll be like,
that's what
oh
I'm saying.
yeah.
we gonna tag Lady Gaga and be like, hey, let her know what's up. Hey, hope you listen to that CD. If you didn't, my man's got some new heat that you can check out too.
Right, I know, man. I know. I even peeped who her best friend is a DJ, and I saw her, and ain't nobody recognized her, and I saw her, and I was like, "Hey, what's good?" I was like, you had a great set. I was like, "Here go my CD." It's just it pays to do your research sometimes. I mean,
100%.
I'd like to think in the bigger scheme of things, you know. So it all came down to me jumping all over the country and doing all these shows and promoting and making connections and all of that. And sometimes I would like audition. I've auditioned for everything you could think of: American Idol, The Voice, X Factor, all of it. And literally every time it was always like they were always sights and you're so fucking good. Oh my god! But it was always a almost. And that was okay because I kind of feel like it's a situation where like I'm like my story never started with them and it's not gonna end with them.
Facts.
But like everything has been leading up to it was always, oh, you're so good, you should move to LA. Oh, you're so good, you should move to LA. LA would love you. And over the 20 years, the thing that jumped me into it, it was always on the back burner. But my best friend passed last year. That was like my brother. 20 years we was best friends. That's a long time. That's like almost half my life. And it like I think it finally like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'm not getting any younger. I've gone all around the country, but I never devoted time and went to go to LA. So we literally packed up the car, drove across the country, boom. We've only been here for 2 months now.
Damn.
And yeah. And so here we are, I'm like, all right, this is like do or die. This is go time for me. And so it's like a scenario where it's like the day that open mic happened, believe it or not, I actually was not having a good day. I was not having a good day at all. I was kind of going through like some breakup vibes and a bunch of shit. And it kind of got to the point where I was like, damn, man. And plus I have this like mohawk that I always perform with.
Yeah, and you said you came from work and you didn't even get to put it up, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
So it's like a scenario where like I kind of was like, damn, man, I only grew the mohawk back because I wanted to like go 100%. And then I was like, maybe I shouldn't go. That's what I was thinking. I was like, damn, maybe these are all signs. Maybe this is a bad day. Maybe I should just go because I'm not 100. And then I started thinking, and for some reason, I started remembering when my mother passed away and how that weekend I was passing out shit, promoting and like performing, and I was like, nah. I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do my best if I get picked, and if I don't do, like if I fucking bomb, then at least I tried. I was like, this is why I moved here. I gotta fucking grow a pair and go. And boom, bro, got picked first, and the rest is
The rest is
history.
history, baby. The
Yeah,
rest is history.
yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. So much love.
If you had Lady Gaga's attention right now, or anyone that is willing to invest tens and thousands of dollars into one song, what song are you giving them?
Damn, out of all the songs I have, if it's really go time, because like I'm gonna be real with you, all my team knows I love all my songs are like my babies. I love them all, but it's
Yeah.
like I guess the one that has gotten the biggest impact is Fire Fire. So maybe that would be the go. That video, that whole thing represents a point in time where while we was all wilding out. I was traveling, doing shows and shit, and we had like a whole little group that was traveling to the spots. And yeah, if you watch the video, we basically documented. We had a big ass party at a hotel, and yeah, it was a mess. I think the biggest lesson I learned is, one time I was in Miami because I lived in Miami for 3 years, love it, second home. But like I was with a bunch of like important industry people, like music people, because I was signed to an independent label for a while.
Oh
And
shit.
yeah, no, they're great. I'm still in touch with them. They're really good. But at the time, I was with some like important people, and they were really looking into me, and they were like kind of excited. And I think I'm gonna be honest with you, between me and you, I feel like at the time maybe I wasn't ready. Do you know what I mean? I'm man enough to realize when I'm ready and when I'm not, and I'm learning that I think mentally I was not. So this is what happened. They told me he asked me a question just like that at the table in front of these important people. And he goes, so if we gave you the spot right now, if I said that we can have you open for Lady Gaga this month at or like what he said this weekend at a big humongous stadium, what is your answer going to be? And I said, give me a month to prepare. Let me hit the gym and really blah, 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 blah. I learned that is never the answer. And I tell my little brother does music, and I told him the same thing since he's coming up too. I said, your answer is always going to be yes. That's what I learned. My answer is always going to be yes from now on. Because if it's really a real thing, though, let's fucking go. There ain't nothing to wait. Let's fucking do it. Let's get it. And if they're fucking like not ready, then that ain't on you. You always got to be ready no matter what. If I have a mohawk, boom, amazing. If I don't, now I learned. I can do it without it.
Just
it's about
seize the
talent.
fucking moment.
Yep.
Yeah, seize the moment, every moment.
Exactly. Because when is that opportunity going to come back? So the answer is always yes. Hell yeah. Even if you're not ready, hell yeah. The answer is hell yeah, because I'll be ready.
You get ready in the car. You get ready on the way there.
Exactly. That's how I see it now, you know?
Hey, that's it's almost like, you know, the get comfortable being uncomfortable vibe, you know, like, oh shit, yeah, I got this. Yeah, fuck yeah, I got this shit. And
yeah.
you know, you make it whatever it is, you get comfortable doing it.
Exactly.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's deep, man. I like that. It's a good way to look at it as well. So
yeah.
if you had one dream collab, who you picking?
Yeah, that's tough, bro. I think you know, I love all art. I love like so much music and so many artists. And even if I don't fuck with the artist per se, I still fuck with the grind. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got love for everybody. But I must say, I am the biggest Shakira fan. I followed her entire career. I've been a fan since like way back. And like I even like look into like her studio techniques and all of that. And like I kind of feel like I've heard through the grapevine that it's tough to work with her. But when I look at her, what do you call it? When I look at all of her, the way she works, I'm like, yo, that's kind of like me. Like, because the engineers that I work with and stuff like that, I'll literally go through and make notes on everything, yo, and I'll timestamp all of that shit. I'm like, yo, at 38 seconds, I need you to this, that, blah. At a minute and 12 seconds, I need you to do this, blah, 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 blah. So even still, I feel like we would make a fire song together. I would, yeah.
Be like two directors.
Yeah, I'm with it. If she's like, oh, we got to do this a 30th time, I'm like, okay, let's make it 31. Let's go. I'm down.
Yeah. He said, I'm rolling with the punches, whatever it is.
Yeah. But then, of course, that's like, I would love to collab with her, but I also would love to collab with everybody else and whoever will have me.
Yeah. So what's the longest set you've had?
I think I had, way back in the day, I think I had like a 30-minute set.
Okay.
I think it was like 30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 30 minutes fits you. That's main event. That's main event worthy right there.
Yeah. I was kind of like, I was headlining a night at this club out in Virginia. And like, I was the type of artist who, like, even though I had a catalog that was just me, I decided to bring in, I kind of made it like a Jay and Friends situation, because like all my boys, they were the ones who like kind of like always had me performing with them. And, you know, like, you got to show love when people give you love. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So I had a situation where, and it hyped up the night too, because we had a whole nightclub just full of people who was there to see us, which was amazing. And like, I would do like one of my songs, and then I'd like bring, like, we'd like literally, they'd hop up on stage and we jump into the next jump. Then I'd do like one of my own jumps again. And then this girl would jump up and we'd do our song. And, you know, it was like a whole thing. It was great. But I don't know what the time was on that. I just know that it was like, we were there for quite a while. Like, it was our night. We were the only performers.
Do you ever like dabble into like different instruments? You play any instruments?
I mean,
you look like you shred.
Hang out with me,
you look like you shred the guitar.
Nah, actually, I'm more of a drummer.
Drummer?
And kind of a beatboxer. Yeah, like
okay.
I'm more of a drummer. Yeah. But I wish I knew how to play guitar, bro. I can play piano by ear. Like a lot of the tracks, like Fire and stuff. Back in the day, I play a lot of the chords and I play them by ear. But like, I couldn't sit here and play you something from like Mozart or something.
Right, right. He said, "I'm not able to bring Beethoven to the fucking screen yet."
We're not there yet. But
Hey,
yeah.
if you had one superpower to do anything, what you picking?
Oh man. I feel like may- maybe I would have the power to make money that wasn't peeped as like fake money.
Make real money just out
Instead
of thin
of
air?
just like, oh, bags of money. Oh, bags
Hell
of
yeah,
money.
hell yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's not the best superpower, but in my head right now, I'm like, damn, I just thought of that right now because I'm like, that would be amazing because then you could just throw stacks and stacks and stacks and oh yeah, I'm gonna
Bless
get that collab
anybody.
with Shakira.
Oh, how much is it? Thumbs are bleeding.
I know,
That
I know.
yeah. So
Hey,
are you
thank you.
are you opposed to traveling for shows? What's the schedule looking like? Are you going to be in LA for a while? Are you going to be going around for shows or doing any tours or anything?
Um, I'm always down. You know what I mean? Like it's like I just moved here, so I'm kind of like the new guy in the area, you know? I don't really got much going on here yet except, hitting up the open mics and stuff. I mean, I've always traveled for shows, bro. Like Hawaii, bro. Yeah, like I'm always down for it. But like,
Man,
yeah, I'm always down for traveling for shows. Anywhere where they show me love, that's where I'll be, you know? Um, yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like that's what got me where I am today. You know what I mean? Like going around and wherever they'll have me, you know?
is there a Jay Saturn rock bottom moment that really was your defining moment where you knew like it's only up from here?
Yeah, yeah, I think last year when my best friend died, that was like even to this day, it's only been a year, you know? It's like I, I mean, I knew I was going to keep going with music and stuff. It's just like my friend, my best friend Andy was like my bro. That like when it's funny because I'll sit here and tell you that was my brother, but like it's like it feel like an understatement because you can never condense 20 years of like best friendship into that's like your ride or
Bro,
die.
yeah.
Yeah, and like he was always down, down, down for the music. Like he's seen me come up in all these 20 years. Yeah, because I met him. We were best friends for 20 years. I've been doing music for 20 years. He's seen me since the beginning and
Damn.
been there for like my highest moments and my lowest moments. And like him wanting me to go to LA, he was always the one who was like, you got to end up out there even to try. Even to try. You know what I'm saying? And if it don't work, then it don't work. But at least you'll know you tried. And it's like him dying sparked the final kick that made me come over here. But at the same time, it kind of sucks that he never actually saw it. And at his funeral, it's crazy. Obviously that was a fucked up time. But I remember when we was in line to see the casket one last time, and a woman turned around and looked at me and she said, "Are you Jay Saturn?" And I'm gonna be real with you. About 3 times at the funeral, people asked me if I was Jay Saturn, and it's tough because you're at a funeral. You know what I mean? And like they weren't like fanning out or anything like that, but I just kind of felt like I didn't want to talk about the music in that moment because it was a lot. But when the woman said that, I was like, yeah, yeah, I am. And she told me, she said, I'm so happy to finally meet you. She said, your friend loved you so much. She said, because he was like a principal at a school. And like she said, he used to show us all your music. All the teachers at the school used to play your music because he was always the principal. He was the principal, and he was like, so today before we go into school, because they taught little kids. It was like an elementary school, and he was like, all the teachers. He's like, before you go into your class or whatever, I learned this through her. She was like, think of one thing that makes you happy. And he was doing his little whatever with them, and she said that he would play my song Astronomic because we filmed the video together. I didn't have nobody to film me. Like I filmed most of it on my phone, but then I handed him a steady cam with the camera and I was like, Andy, you gotta film me. And he was like, okay, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but we're gonna do this. So because he was so involved in that video, that was like his favorite. And she said he used to play that all the time for all of us, and then we was all singing it, and that hits you right here.
Yeah.
The
You're like,
reason I'm
damn, you repping this shit as hard as I am.
Yeah, so it's like the reason I'm telling you this story is because when he passed, that was another moment like where I was like, it was tough to keep going, but I had to keep going. And I think that was rock bottom for a little bit. That was like, it was hard to keep going after that. Because I had like fallen out with a bunch of friends and stuff, like music friends and things. And so like I genuinely felt alone in that
So that
moment.
that relationship was extremely valuable to you.
Yeah, yeah. But we keep going and we use it to, you said
Yeah,
what was the next
amazing
story?
story
Yeah,
for
it's
real.
like you have to try to make it fuel you. You know what I mean? And like, I don't know, it's cliche to say pick yourself and go on, but pick yourself up and go on, but like it's not gonna happen if we don't keep going. You know what I mean? So that's how I see it.
When I see, good talent, it's like it always is like, all right, what is that good talent? Is he a good? What is his personality like?
Hmm.
Is he an asshole off the scene, or is he a genuine humble dude? And that's why I think people like you're gonna win no matter where you go. You've had that that love, like you said, everywhere you go, and it makes sense. The good people win. And Jay Saturn, FGP, everybody, we gonna keep fucking winning. You'll be able to listen to this thing. It's gonna be on Instagram Live first, but we're gonna have this thing on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and pretty much everywhere that you listen to podcasts at. It's episode 201. So leave us with a closing statement. This is the Jay Saturn Show. If they don't know, now they know.
Man, for real, I'm just a guy who's out here trying to make it happen. You know what I mean? Trying to have a good time and just live life. And I kind of feel like I guess I'll leave y'all with something that my mom told me because we always like hustle so hard and we always we got all these bills to pay and like whatever we're doing, you know what I'm saying, things to take care of, grown things, and then those of us who are doing music or podcasts or whatever it is that you're doing, you're always trying to make it work. But she told me you need to find time to have some fun. Treat yourself a little bit once in a while because otherwise, what is it for? And I think it's simple, but it's like it's true because in the end, it's productive towards your goals as well. So try to find a balance. Always have fun. Remember to always have fun. Love what you
Hey,
do.
hey, love what you do. Always have fun. Go check out Fire by Jay Saturn. He's literally on all platforms. He's got a bunch of tracks that you want to check out. Music videos. Be on the lookout because we're about to have a ton of content coming additionally to this motherfucking podcast. If you don't know, now you know. Feeling Good Podcast, FGP, the podcast your brain wants. Jay Saturn. We out, y'all. Peace.